800 years ago, the world was filled with powerful demons, and humanity was on the brink of extinction. But thanks to prayer, they gave birth to a god of war named Idaten. They fought and eradicated all the demons in the world. Even the oldest idaten sacrificed their lives to seal the demons. However, one god still survives after the battle 800 years ago, named Rin. She was assigned to protect the seal and train the newborn young god generation. 800 years later, Rin trained a young god generation named Hayato. Rin trained Hayato with one lap around the earth, and the results only took 9 hours, but Rin thought it was still slow. So Rin brutally beat him to death. Rin trained him hard because Hayato had to be ready if the demon was freed from the seal. However, for 800 years, the world had been peaceful and there was no appearance of demons, so the young idaten enjoyed a peaceful life. Hayato met another idaten named Usli. Although he was weaker than Hayato, he was a genius. Then they went somewhere and met a female idaten named Paula, who liked to talk to animals. One of the birds told her that a group of humans was gathering in the north. Usli confirmed that it was probably the Zobel Empire's military forces. The three of them headed there quickly to investigate the troops. When they got there, they were surprised to see an ancient demon being frozen, called Judo. Dr. Obami intends to free the demon, even though he has extensive knowledge about demons and idaten. Hearing Obami's conversation, Usli speculated that he was not an ordinary human and might be a demon disguised as a human. The demon Judo managed to get up and surprise everyone. He went berserk after sensing idaten's presence. Hayato immediately kicked him and managed to repel him, but a soldier suddenly shot Hayato in the head. Although it didn't work, Hayato was caught off guard and was hit hard by Judo. Usli and Paula tried to fight him, but their strength could not defeat him. Finally, they were badly injured. Even Usli became a donut. Hayato returned and showed his strength from training with Rin, so Hayato easily made the demon into a giant donut. After seeing their fight, Obami immediately left. Hayato realized he managed to chase him and destroy his plane. After being hit by an explosion, Obami is still alive. It turns out he is a robot. Then Obami blew himself up so Hayato wouldn't get information from him. Meanwhile, Usli hid the demon's body to be used as research material. Usli is planning something and keeping it a secret from Hayato and Paula. Usli explained to Paula that they needed to train with Rin, as there might be intelligent and powerful demons under Obami's control. The best way to survive a demon is to be near Hayato or Rin because they are the strongest idaten, so they will both be safe, but the worst possibility is that they will die at Rin's hands. Then they joined the training to become stronger, but in an instant, they were both dying after being brutally beaten by Rin. It was revealed that idaten traveled around the world to find a gap in time and release a new idaten born in that place. Therefore, Rin and Hayato always traveled to find young idaten to train. On the other hand, the general of the imperial army named Piscalet brought his troops to invade a kingdom to fulfill their evil desires, while spreading cruelty and despair throughout humanity. Piscalet can easily withstand missiles and even throw tanks at the enemy. It turns out she is a demon disguised as a human. On the other hand, Usli explained that idaten had to train brutally for more than 100 years to become stronger, even explaining that the idaten gods were born from the wishes of humans who wanted salvation. When humans are in danger and pray for salvation, it will give birth to young idaten. But idaten will not help them if humans are at war with each other. Unless a demon attacks humans, then idaten will come to their rescue. When Rin was easy 800 years ago, she always cried and was scared of demons. Her grandfather always protected Rin when in danger, and her grandfather wanted Rin to protect and train the young idaten as he had taught her. In the Zobel Empire, demons disguised as humans gather. The damaged Obami recorded idaten's battle against the demon Judo. Piscalet was surprised at Hayato's fighting skills and felt that Hayato would interfere with their future plans. One of the demons stated that he would defeat all the idaten easily. The most powerful demon among them was named Nicolo, and he was very eager to slaughter the idaten. Obami stated that they could not hide from the idaten. Therefore, they had to launch a direct attack. As the strongest weapon, Nicolo went into battle against the idaten. However, Usli had predicted Obami's plan, so Usli chose to stay close to Rin so that the demons would directly confront Rin's strongest idaten. Nicolo suddenly came to meet them during the training. And Paula was immediately frightened by Nicolo's demonic aura. Not only that, Hayato was also defeated easily and helplessly. Rin would gladly fight him. She asked Usli and Paula to take Hayato to a safe place. However, Usli decided to stay in Rin's line of sight because he already knew that other demons were targeting them. Their battle began, and although Nicolo looked evenly matched against Rin, in reality, Rin was still not serious and was still confused about seeing a demon in human form. Nicolo explains that the Demon King has possessed Obami and created a more intelligent demon in human form. After confirming that Nicolo was a demon, Rin immediately destroyed him with a sword. Nicolo was so scared that he couldn't move. In the end, Nicolo was defeated with one slash, and even Rin immediately killed the demon lurking in the distance. Knowing that the strongest demon was trounced made them scared, they decided to leave immediately. Meanwhile, Usli wanted to use Nicolo's body as research material, and even wanted to immediately meet Prontia, an idaten of their senior young generation, to plan their next steps together. The next day, Rin headed to the Empire's battleship to investigate the presence of demons. However, Rin could not distinguish between demons and humans there, so Rin intended to slaughter the entire Imperial army. Fortunately, Usli stopped her and advised her not to act before asking for help from Prontia. Then, the three of them headed to Prontia's place in the city of Hatina, while Piscalat managed to realize that Usli had brought the demon's body earlier for research. So Piscalat contacted her partner to head to the city of Hatina. Prontia could watch the entire city with the computer and directly connect it to his head. Usli asked Prontia to meet Rin, hearing that Prontia was scared because he was traumatized while training with Rin. After some time, Prontia regained calm and discussed their plans. Before meeting Rin, Prontia wanted to train Hayato first. Usli heads to the research site to hand over Nicolo's body to create a poison that can kill demons. Piscalat suddenly managed to infiltrate and meet him there. Not only that, Hayato and the others were also attacked by demons, so that each of them will fight each other with the demon. The demon immediately swallowed Hayato, but Paula immediately saved him by kicking his future generation. While Prontia always received blows, none worked. Prontia counterattacked and defeated him with one slap. Seeing Hayato fight with the demon for a long time, Prontia gave him a powerful weapon like Rin's. However, Hayato did not want to use that and preferred to slap each other. Ultimately, Hayato won the fight. On the other hand, Usli initially slumped and managed to turn things around. Usli threw a light bomb and tore her shirt to ascertain whether the demon in human form also had shame like humans. Besides that, Usli also used something to make Piscalat feel helpless and horny. When Piscalat could not move, Usli used the opportunity to try to dissect her while performing brainwashing operations. In the end, 3 demons were successfully brainwashed by Usli, and thanks to that, they got information about the demons. There are 359 demons, and there are only 3 strongest demons. In addition, they must be careful with a demon named Miku because she has extraordinary observations. So, Piscalat cannot be a spy because Miku will immediately know it. Actually, Miku's job is to train female prisoners to be able to give birth to babies and combine them with demon cells. That way, an intelligent demon in human form was born. They also got information about Obami. After thinking hard enough, Usli uncovered the true identity of Obami, namely the demon king who was born as an idaten. Usli explained his thoughts to Prontia, saying that the demon king was born as an idaten because the demon's desperation had created a desire to protect the demons. At the same time, the idaten, who sacrificed themselves for the seal, was the source of his intelligence. Thanks to that, the demon king version of idaten was born, but his original body remained in the barrier, so he emitted his mind signals to control a robot named Obami. But his memory will be lost if his robot body is always destroyed. That's why Obami doesn't know how he was created. On the other hand, Hayato always trains with Piscalat and others so that Hayato's fighting skills increase. Although his movements are swift, his punches are weak. Prontia gave advice by increasing their weight. Coincidentally, Idaten's ability can change the laws of physics even so that a punch mixed with body weight can strengthen his attack. Hayato did not understand, but when he immediately tried it, he defeated the demon in one attack. As a reward, Prontia will fight Hayato. Unfortunately, the difference in their strength is quite far. Usli and Paula headed to the country of Cerebale. The high priests had gathered troops and prepared for war. To stop that, Usli and Paula met them and asked Paula to wear a white wing costume so that they would believe that Paula was a god. After seeing that, they finally believed. It turns out that Cerebale is a city created by Rin 800 years ago, but because the environment is not perfect for human habitation, Prontia repaired it until it became a beautiful and fertile city. Thanks to that, Prontia was considered their savior god. Usli explained to them that the gods would help several troops to coup the Zabal Empire. After the war was over, Usli asked the countries of Cerebale and Hatina to help in the construction of the new empire. After finishing negotiating with several kingdoms, Usli returned to Prontia with Hayato and asked them to gather to meet Rin. On the other hand, Miku had predicted the attack plan from Idaten, so she immediately took a midwife with a nurse and several baby boys to escape from there.
Stop it. Get some help.
Miku intends to raise the boys to adulthood so that they can breed with and restore the demon race population. In addition, Miku also left a message to Obami that if the Idaten gathered, they would immediately invade the empire. That proved to be true. The Idaten headed for the empire very quickly. Prontia was in charge of keeping an eye on the demons who escaped from there. Usli and Paula are in a safe place because the one who will slaughter the demons is Rin with Hayato. Once there, Hayato freed the female prisoners who had been used as child-making machines. Suddenly, Emperor Takeshita blocked Hayato. Their fight was fierce. Takeshita was a powerful demon, so he was a suitable opponent for Hayato. Unfortunately, Hayato has a high-speed regeneration, so Takeshita, who cannot recover from wounds, will lose. But Hayato didn't kill him and just left him there. Then came the previous prisoner, who was a nun named Gil. She tried to take Takeshita to a safe place to be treated, but Takeshita was already exhausted and ended up dying there. At that time, she felt frail because she could not do anything, even when she was raped by soldiers and used as a child-making machine. Gil hoped for strength like an Idaten, but unexpectedly, Gil fulfilled 3 conditions to be reborn as an Idaten. On the other hand, Hayato saw a dimensional gap. When Hayato pulled her, suddenly Gil came out of that place. She has powers like other Idaten but has lost memories of her previous life. While Rin fights Takeshita's wife, Brondi, a powerful demon, she can control corpses with her hair thread to make the innocent Rin confused to the point that her body becomes dismembered. Rin was annoyed by all that, so she pulled all the threads and obliterated them without leaving them. Brondi survived. Rin approached her and asked about Obami's whereabouts. Unexpectedly, Obami was already there. After seeing the battle, Obami remembered about his past with Rin 800 years ago. He is certainly Rin's grandfather, who was reborn into the Demon King's version of Idaten. Because being able to reunite with her grandfather caught Rin off guard, Brondi immediately took Rin's weapon to launch an attack. However, the weapon was more powerful than expected and accidentally blew away the Demon King. Although her body was cut off, Rin was still alive and immediately launched a counterattack until Brondi died. Seeing Obami disappear from his presence made Rin heartbroken. Meanwhile, Prontia welcomed Gil as a new member, but the original Gil was still there when he arrived at the Empire. Because he felt attracted by the existence of the same two people, Prontia decided to take her to a safe place. A few days later, the Zobel Empire was successfully invaded. They rebuilt a new, better, and peaceful empire while tracking down 9 demons who managed to escape, including 3 children of the Emperor. On the other hand, Rin has no enthusiasm for life and hopes to meet Obami again to talk to each other. While the Demon King Obami is still missing and cannot be found, the demons who managed to escape are having trouble and looking for ways to contact the Demon King. One of the Emperor's children, named Kurashi, used someone else to contact the Demon King and managed to get information that they were being hunted by Idaten. While Miku managed to escape, she decided to hide somewhere and wait for a few years first so that she could not be tracked by Idaten. After a few years, Miku finally started contacting the Demon King once again. 2 years have passed now, the Empire has developed rapidly, and there are no more wars in various places. But the demon couple who managed to escape had given birth to a stupid demon in the form of a monster because they were both pure demons. So the demon was released into the ocean and became even bigger due to preying on living things in the sea. The couple are intelligent demons, but stupidly, they return to the Empire and ask Piscalet for help to save their child. Of course, they refused and immediately killed the demon couple. On the other hand, the Idaten, including Hayato, continue to train to become stronger because there is a possibility that the demons who managed to escape could launch a counterattack. Meanwhile, Miku managed to contact the Demon King. Thanks to that, they formulated a plan, and Kurashi also prepared a research lab for the Demon King. 7 years later, the other demons continue to breed without stopping and always throw baby demons into the ocean. As a result, demons begin to appear everywhere, and even Prontia is overwhelmed to exterminate the demons. At the same time, Miku started her plan to increase the demon population. She intends to breed with 2 boys and always do it every day without stopping for the future of the intelligent demon army. Paula was practicing with a demon named Kori, and Rin suddenly regained consciousness from her sadness. Rin immediately cut down Kori because he was a demon, but Paula calmed her down and explained that Kori was their partner. Of course, Rin became confused because she didn't know what had happened while she was sad. Obami's body has been modified and can even become anyone, so Obami can infiltrate the Usli headquarters and restore Piscalat's memory to its original state. After that, Piscalet told Miku that the Demon King Obami was Idaten, born from within the seal. Hearing this made Miku excited. She made a new plan, and unexpectedly, they caught Usli with Paula. Knowing that their existence disappeared, Rin tried to find their whereabouts and destroyed various places to save her student, who had been kidnapped by the demon. And that is the end of the video. Remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.